First things first, I hope everybody is cool on this. Maybe cool is the wrong word to use. I hope y'all are all right. Whether it's ridiculous on the East Coast, if you're someplace else, be grateful that you someplace else. If you're on the East Coast and the South, I hope you're good. I hope you're someplace warm, safe. Hope your loved ones are warm and safe. Yeah, I just want the best because this is crazy. But you know what else is crazy? My comment section. There are a lot of people who are hearing things that have not been said, and these people just seem to all find their way into my comment section. I don't know if the big content creators deal with this because I'm not one to really run up in the comment section all that often. If I like it, I just agree, and then I'll like type, like a thumbs up, a fire emoji, or something like that. And maybe this is just part of the culture that I have, part of the internet, YouTube slash streaming space that I need to get used to. But if you know anything about my career, I'm very much into interacting with the people who speak up. And this is different. There are excuses being made for people that I'm not attacking. I don't know where some of this came from. I was under the impression that I was stating, what was happening. But I'm being told everything from, you bringing up old shit when it comes to Drake and, J. Cole is a sucker. I don't know why you defending him. Into everything from, yo, you wrong with act, you trying to play him. Now, maybe this is par for the course, and maybe this is just new to me. And if that's the case, I'll figure that out after this, and this will be the first and last time I respond to stuff like this. But let me just put something in the atmosphere. Let's just tackle these one at a time, shall we? One, me getting at Drake. Y'all got to be kidding me. Let's start with that one. Okay. Drake's lawsuit, defamation lawsuit, him appealing that decision. The repercussions go way further than just being in somebody's business or just wanting to rehash old shit. Neither of the two am I doing. I'm a cultural advocate, so everything that happens around and for and about hip hop, I got my ear to because I care about this thing we've created and I want to see it go further. And I'm going to report on something that I think is harming it or helping it. In this case, we're talking about an action, Drake's action, that has way deeper repercussions than him just getting some money out of Kendrick. I thought I made this clear in the first one, but my biggest concern is what happens. What happens when this dude wins the lawsuit and a record label decides that moving forward, all lyrics now need to be run through some kind of check. All lyrics need to be run through some kind of check, and if there's any kind of fallacy or anything that can be seen as demeaning or slander, now all of that comes out. So if you say anything and mention another rapper, or you say anything and you mention the government, or you say anything and you mention ICE, or you say anything and you mention the cops, you can be sued, liable. You're now liable for slander or whatever the judgment comes down works out to as far as Drake's case is concerned, because that's the next step. It doesn't end where it is. It continues to move further ahead. I don't understand. I'm not sure I understand how people don't see that. That's my issue. So him appealing means he hasn't let it go. Not to mention the fact that just suing is really not hip hop. There's nothing hip hop about suing after you lose a battle. That's really crazy. Really crazy. I don't know how I don't know how we got there, but here we are. as far as Cole is concerned, I'm a J. Cole fan. I don't know how many times I had to say that. I thought the song was brilliant. It's a dope ass record, and I don't think a lot of people can pull that record off at all. The fact that he was able to do it, bro, you gotta find where I slandered him at. I think J. Cole is one of the dopest. Now, what I did say is I can 100% understand why some people don't want to tip their hat. Some people have a problem with the fact that he backed out of the battle. I get that. I get that. And I'd be lying if I said I did. I would, all my objectivity would go out the door if I just said, hey, because I like him, he can't do anything wrong. That's what a lot of this energy seems to be that I'm getting in some of these comments. Like, because you like him, there's no way that he can do anything wrong. Because he's one of your favorites, there's no way he can do anything wrong. We all do something wrong, and this just happens to be one of the things that I understand. One, why he decided to back out of the battle, and two, why people have a problem with him backing out of the battle. Both of those things make sense to me. So I'm not sure where that slander is coming from. And three, Akademiks. Dude, he's not a journalist. He's in media. He's high level media. He's high point media. Of course, it makes sense for everyone to go sit down with him if they want to get their numbers up and they want to get their story out and they want to get the attention on their new project. Of course, that makes sense. But going to him expecting journalistic integrity and journalistic morals and journalistic standards is a problem. That's not what you should do. That's literally like walking into a mechanic and asking him to fix your teeth. You're in the wrong spot looking for the wrong thing. You can go to a dentist to get it popping, but you're just in the wrong spot looking for the wrong thing. And there's a difference between journalism and media. First of all, in the strictest sense, journalism means writing. It means writing in the strictest sense. And if he hasn't put pen to pad or fingers to keyboard to write a piece, then that goes out the window. But that's just in the like super strict sense. That's just me being, you know, being right and exact. But again, this isn't a diss. Like I don't know how y'all are seeing. I don't know how y'all are seeing that this is a diss. And no, this has nothing to do with the idea of Rocky coming to sit down to me. My platform's nowhere near ready. Number wise, status, like I'm nowhere near ready to host a guest like that. Nowhere near. There was no reason for him to come sit down with me at all. And this would be the second time we would have sat down. I've sat down with ASAP Rocky before, but there's no reason for him to come sit down with me. This wasn't a pitch. That maybe that's it. Maybe you think that I was trying to undercut somebody to get him to come sit down with me. And first of all, I wouldn't do no sucker shit like that. That's truly sucker shit. And second of all, no, that doesn't make sense. I've done a stint as a publicist before. If I was his publicist, there's no way I'd tell him to skip one and go to the other. Besides the fact that artists do sit down with more than one person in a rollout. Like it's not just one, it's multiple. But I digress. There's no reason for me to try to play anybody. I think everybody is out here getting to it and should get what they earn. I don't want anybody putting a certain set of morals and standards on a guy like Akademiks. That's not what he is. That's not what he does. So why would you get mad at me for pointing that out? I don't get it. But maybe that's me. Maybe that's me. Maybe it's just adjusting that I need to do to this new space. It could be maybe y'all don't mean anything by it. I hear this a lot, trolling. Whenever somebody gets called out on something, they say I'm just trolling, and that should be everybody relaxing. Maybe that's what this is in the YouTube space. Maybe I'm brand new. Maybe I haven't been paying attention because I haven't. I haven't. But I wish, Mac, that you were the one talking to him. We need more valid POVs. I mean, the Akademiks is discussing to me, fellas. I get it. Everybody's welcome to their opinion. All I want y'all to know, number one, there will be a time when my platform is fully ready to host somebody like ASAP Rocky, and it'll make sense for him to come sit down with me again. After I might just post a picture of the interview I did with him for the first time, but this was years ago. I'm not new. I'm emerging in certain spaces, but I'm not new to the work at all. None of this is new. The time's coming. The time is coming, right? The time is coming. And no, this is an evolution. We've seen this. We've seen this before. You just don't go back far enough to to know that this isn't new. It's not an evolution. It's literally a de-evolution. We've taken away a lot of the we've taken away a lot of the bar. The bar is lowered. So it's not like we've evolved. We're just doing something that is new to you, but it's not new if you've been around. It's not new if you've been paying attention. I dig where you're at now. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Oh, well, you dig where I'm at now. Thank you, B. I appreciate it. I want people who care about hip hop being in the forefront. I got you. I got you. And I feel like that too. I feel like that too. I feel like when it's bigger than a check and it's bigger than clout and it's bigger than status, the quality of the work speaks for itself and becomes something that everybody can, you know, get a hold of. When you're not necessarily worried about your own brand and you're more worried about this thing of ours. I get that. I get that. All I'm saying is, let me just wrap up what I came here to say because I'm just going to do this real quick. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I got to say all that stuff. But I just literally came here to say that one, I'm not kicking Drake while he's down or rehashing anything that's happening with Drake. 2 days ago, he appealed the decision, so now it's back in the news cycle. If you're a Drake fan and you're a Drake stan, just say that. Like, but you can't get mad at me for bringing up something that I feel is very important to the culture and to the industry moving forward. I see very wide-ranging repercussions if he wins this decision, and it will not be good for any of us. Like, any of us. I see how this can go very bad very quickly. So there's one. Two, I do not believe Cole is a sucker. Please stop that. Please don't put that out there on me. I don't think he's a sucker. I think he made a mistake. And mistakes have repercussions. Mistakes have consequences. One of the consequences are there are people who have been very eager to see him get it popping, who now in their disappointment, they look at him different. And that's neither here nor there because I always believe that, one good record, they'll love you again in the morning. And I think this 2 track 2 is a dope ass record. And if you're hating on that, you just don't like rap or you just rather see him in some shit that he's not comfortable being in. No way, shape, form, or fashion do I think Cole is a sucker. That would be a mistake. And three, I'm not hating on academics. I'm calling it for what it is. He shouldn't have to wear that kind of vest unless he really wants to. It shouldn't be like that. I don't think y'all should do that to him. I don't think anybody should do that to him. I don't think ASAP should have put that on him. But nobody's saying that specifically, so I said it. Not that big of a deal. No harm, no foul. Everybody, can go on about their business. People are ignoring it and just giving him a pass, hoping for a feature. It's nasty as fuck. Yeah, that might be a thing. Drake is anti-hip hop. I'm not ignoring the lawsuit and how it's dangerous for the rap industry as a whole. I see. I'm not ready to say that he's anti-hip hop, but I am committed to what he's doing right now is not hip hop. Not at all. What he's doing right now is of no good for the culture. I don't know if I'll jump all the way out and say he's anti, but it's definitely not a good look. See, I think there's a difference between being a sucker and doing sucker shit. Bear with me for a second. I think everyone who may tell a lie doesn't necessarily make them a liar. I think the difference is in the habitual nature of the thing, right? If you got into a fight, it doesn't make you a fighter. If you told a lie, you told your girl she looked good in that dress and she didn't, you know, told your mom you was gonna be there on time knowing you was gonna be late, it doesn't make you a liar. When you lie all the time, when you're fighting all the time, when you do sucker shit all the time, when that's your default, when that's your like automatic first reflex is to do that thing, that's the thing that makes you what you are. And I think Cole made a mistake. I don't think Cole is a sucker. I don't think it's fair to say he's a sucker. I think it's fair to say that maybe he did some sucker shit with that specific incident, but I don't think that makes him a sucker. And quite frankly, I just think he made a mistake. I don't want to judge. I'm not one to judge anybody, but I definitely don't look at him so harshly as to take his entire career and everything we've known him for and just toss out the benefit of the doubt and say that because he made one error in judgment, which maybe he doesn't even see it that way, that everything else is just out the window. I can't do that. I can't do that. That doesn't make that doesn't. It's in the habits. It's the habits, right? Which is why I think Drake is catching so much flack because it's becoming a habit now. Like he's back at it again. He's doing it again. Didn't stop where it was. We're back here again. You could have let it die. You tried it, didn't work. Went to the lawsuit thing, didn't work. All right, cool. I tried it. I was in my feelings, whatever. I tried it. It didn't work. But now you appealing, which, bro, you're spending money to do this. These lawyers are not free. You are spending money to do the thing that you're doing. Like now it's getting, like, I don't even know how you chalk this up. You're spending bread. You're spending bread. Nobody spends bread to make a mistake. Look, not less. You don't spend bread to make this kind of mistake. You don't spend this kind of bread to make this kind of mistake. This is a purposeful action. He thinks he's right. And this is where it gets hard to defend the action as something not habitual. Drake doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. You mean as far as the culture is concerned? I get where you're coming from because we're all supposed to give a fuck about ourselves, but you're talking about culture-wise, and you're talking about the bigger picture and the rest of the artists out here. And how do I defend that? His actions kind of say that you have a point, so I don't really know how to defend that. I'm not sure I'm going to. Drake wants to use rap lyrics as facts in court, and that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Now is Cole better than Drake? What metric are we using? Is Cole better than Drake? In what metric? Do we mean making songs? Do we mean rapping ability? Do we mean skills? I'll tell you, me personally, and this has nothing to do with how anybody else may judge it, but me personally, there's always an asterisk next to your name when you have confirmed ghostwriters. There's an asterisk. You'll never be in the same category as the people who have always used their own pen. That's me. That's my personal standard. And it's up to y'all to decide, when you start talking about who's better. My first question is always by what standard, by what metric? How are we judging this? How are we deciding who's better and who's worse? And then sometimes you got to consider the source because, you start having this conversation with somebody who's a diehard groupie or a diehard stan. Their man can do no wrong. You don't want to get into one of these conversations with someone who lacks objectivity. Terrible conversation to have. Terrible conversation to have. They're not objective. Nothing you say is going to get through to them. Logic is not a thing if someone lacks objectivity. Absolutely. Can happen. What's this one? Hold on. What's this? So we are going to ignore someone calling you pedophile. Oh, for the love of God. Y'all really don't. You just. Yes. Yes, if we're talking about a rap battle, yes, you're not allowed to get sensitive now. You're not allowed to decide that after you insinuate that he was, and I hate that it's even going in this direction, but you're not allowed to insinuate that he was molested by his mother or molested by this one or his wife got a kid with somebody else, and then when he decides to pull your card, all of a sudden there's rules to it, and that's that over the top stand kind of action that I'm talking about. You can't get selective with it. It's across the board. We're battling, and I don't know when there were rules about battling. Y'all must be new to this thing. Like, go check "No Vaseline" by Ice Cube when he dissed NWA. Like, y'all gotta come on. I'm not this sensitive. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, newsflash. Kendrick didn't invent that. And if you listen to the lyrics, he did. Well, I mean, this. I feel like I'm doing too much explaining at this point. I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing way too much explaining. Some of y'all know. I think y'all might be. This might be that troll I think I'm talking about. Some of y'all know, or you just don't. But the selective joint gotta chill. You gotta be fair across the board, and that's what I'm here to do. The PDF angle existed prior to the battle. Yo, bro, can you tell that to the other folks? Because we can't be objective and then have this kind of conversation. We can't not be objective and have this kind of conversation the right way. It won't work. It won't work. I'm way too objective. I don't have a dog in this fight. It just is what it is. It's all music to me. I got my favorites and I'm able to separate that from the facts. Like, I like what I like, and that's the end of that. But if you're gonna start like getting pissy every time somebody comes at your guy, your personality is way too wrapped up in the artist that you like. It's not that serious. It really isn't. Everybody's gonna have opinions about your guy. Everybody's gonna have opinions about your homegirl. Everybody's gonna have opinions about you. Whatever artist it is you like, people are gonna have opinions. And being objective isn't a part of being a fan. You're allowed to believe that the person you're backing is the best motherfucker, best thing since sliced bread. I get it. I get it. Just when I'm being objective, I just need you to have some grace. Or at least if you're going to be hanging out here, if you're going to be kicking it in here, just know what you're signing up for and we'll call it even. That's all. That's all. Know what you're signing up for and we'll call it even. Just don't act like I ambushed you. This is how we give it up around here. Like, we gonna be objective. We gonna chop it up. We gonna have intelligent conversation with mutual respect. We don't need a lot of slander. If you're not with that, then there's other places you can go. But don't expect us to switch it up when you get here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Grown up adult shit. We're not coddling nobody, but Hi chat, new to the live. Butterfly collection, what's happening with you? Welcome. I'm going to be doing this way more often. I've said that a couple of times, but I'm gonna pick up a regular schedule. I think 6 o'clock feels like a good time to go live. There seems to be something that we can talk about every damn day. And Miss Shemeka, good to see you again, brother. Salute, 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 King. assuming that's a king. I can't see the caption, but assuming that's king or queen, whatever's happening, salute to you and thank you. I'll be back around more often just discussing that. I'm thinking 6 o'clock every day. Let's just hop away here and chop it up and get into this. Have some good discourse on this thing of ours, this thing we love, hip hop. Oh, one other thing. If you're mad at me for not covering more political stuff, or don't why you talking about Drake? There's more important things to talk about, bro. I hate that. That's irritating. Like, if you don't like the subject matter, you keep it moving. You can't make people talk about the thing that you want to talk about, right? Or or hit me with it and give me your thoughts. But to jump in one topic and shit on that topic because I'm not covering the topic that you have in mind, bro, that's corny. That's really corny. Like, just say that. But that's super corny. We don't get down like that. Just say what it is you want to talk about, and we can get into that. Like, bro, if you want politics, Van Lathan is right there, and that's the homie, and that's what he does all day, every day. That's him. And Van Lathan is one of the guys I go listen to when we start talking politics. He's one of the dudes I turn my ear to. Him and Mark Lamont Hill. I go check Mark Lamont Hill whenever it's time. And I got my own views, and I do my own research, and I'm not a noob when it comes to that, but I'm a hip hop head. This is what I'm gonna do first. But you are covering shitty topics, so go away. Why are you here? Why are you here? If you don't like the topic, skate, nigga. Like, what the fuck, dude? Bounce. Or make a suggestion and tell me what you'd like to discuss. But that don't make no fucking sense. You're covering shitty top to who? To you? To you? The topic is shitty to you, and I'm not. That means I'm not talking to you. However, I could be talking to you if you actually had a topic. I'm okay with strictly hip hop from you, bro. Then you in the right spot. See how easy that was. That was super easy. And it's not gonna be strictly hip hop because I talk about a lot of things. But hip hop is the most. Your ass ain't gotta watch. Yeah, bro. I talk about a lot of things, but I'm sorry, not sorry. Hip hop is the most important thing to me. It is. It's the most important thing to me. I'm a hip hop head. I'm a cultural advocate. I care about all things that affect us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Sometimes that's going to be politics. Sometimes that's going to be the music industry. Sometimes that's going to be just cultural shit. Sometimes it's going to be specific rappers, specific DJs, producers. I'm going to have conversations about AI moving forward. I'm going to have conversations with specific artists moving forward. I'm going to have conversations with other content creators in the space. Shout out to Curtis King. Shout out to Screwface Jean. I'm gonna have comments. Shout out to Rob Markman. I'm gonna talk to everybody. Might even talk to Akademiks. I'm gonna talk about all of this stuff. But like, bro, we have to grow up. Like, I mean, especially around here. Don't let the premature gray fool you. Like, I'm an adult. We're diverse. We're wide ranged. Hip hop always has been. Hip hop has never just been one thing. So if it's a shitty topic to you, instead of saying that, suggest another one and let's chop it up because I really do want to know where the audience is at with a lot of this shit. Moving forward, we have to decide how we gonna handle this stuff, and I want to hear from y'all. It's not just me. You gonna need some mods, yeah. Yeah, looks like that, don't it? Looks like that. Volunteer if you want to be a moderator. It definitely looks like I'm gonna need some help. I don't know if you've spotted how expertly I'm able to duck the trolls and people talking shit online who would never talk shit to my face. Would never ever say it to my face. Those kind of folks. But yes, I am gonna need some moderators. But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't want to have to need moderators. I don't want to have to need moderators. I want everybody who comes in here to understand what we in here to discuss and what we in here to do. I don't want to attract goofies and clowns and bozos and attention seekers and idiots. Like, I don't want those people falling in here thinking they're getting something out of this. Like, I really want those people to know to stay the fuck out of here because there's nothing for you. There's other places that you can go. I want those thinking to be. Oh, shout out to Stone and Shadow. Stone and Shadow, check her out. She's amazing. She makes all my shit. Woman, Stone and Shadow. It's spelled the regular way, one word, Stone and Shadow. Look her up. She's amazing. But yes, that's what I'm talking about. let's do this again tomorrow, man. Let's just keep it going. Mechanism Monday dropping tomorrow afternoon, and maybe even tomorrow morning. That's on Instagram, and then we'll circle back here and discuss. I want to talk albums. I still want to get into this conversation about who's had more of an impact, Drake. Excuse me, Common or Jadakiss, bro. Can anybody tell me how that even started? How did those two motherfuckers even end up in the same sentence? I don't get that yet. Somebody please put me on to where that one came from. I don't even want to research that. Who put them in the same sentence? They don't even do the same. Trolls are gonna come. That's what they do, and they throw the convo off. Way better topic, Jadakiss versus Common. We gon' do all of the above. We gonna chop that up tomorrow. Promise. Jada and Common. Let's get into that tomorrow, and we can leave all this other shit behind. I really want to discuss that. And somebody else said, which albums am I looking forward to? I really want to get into that too. So listen, tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm snowed in. I ain't going nowhere. A lot of y'all gonna be snowed in. Y'all shouldn't be going nowhere unless you got to go to work. Please be safe out there. Black ice don't have no warnings, and them signs don't work. So please, please, please be safe. But tomorrow, 6 o'clock. I see the heart. I see the 100s going up in the hearts. Okay, so 6 o'clock. Y'all with that? Let's get it popping. Tony the Dome originated Common v Jada. Okay, yo, good looking. I'm gonna go check that out. I want to know how he even came up with that. How was that even what criteria he was using? I gotta go look at that. I gotta go look at that. I will see everybody here tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hold me to it if I'm late. 80 degrees in Miami, no worry. You know what? You know what? You know what? That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. That was some cold shit. 80 degrees in Miami. That was some cold shit. That was unnecessary as fuck. You ain't worth a hot damn on a cold day for that. That didn't have to happen. You could have left that alone. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Bring your notebooks. Let's get into it. I'll see y'all same place, same time, same channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Run it up. And if there's more like-minded people, let them know to come on in here so we can have these kind of talks. All right. See y'all tomorrow.